And we're live. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Kong Builders. Kong Builders is a weekly, bi-weekly, 2-3 times a month show, live show that happens on a Kong YouTube channel. Usually that's the place. My name is Viktor Gamov, and I will be your host today. And let's do a quick sound check and see if everything works, and see if the stream is going on and everyone is enjoying Joe's show so far. Um, let me know. Let me know if where you watching us. Go find a comment section in wherever, wherever you watch this. Find the comment section and write something there. If you watch us on YouTube, write something in the YouTube comments. If you're watching us in, we're testing this in the LinkedIn. Hopefully, LinkedIn works. Finally works as well here. Let me bring my comments window, and I'll be waiting for your comments. Kong Builders. This is the show where we building stuff live. Sometimes we're breaking stuff live, which is also exciting thing. And this is where I learning something, you learning something, and we teaching each other some new things. So it's not necessarily me doing all the things because I cannot possibly know everything. So in this case, it's good to have someone who might maybe even help me. Okay, and I see LinkedIn is working. Let's see if I will be able to bring this to live show. These comments should go in a second. Nice, I see it. Let's see it. Like we see some comments, and it's great. Great. So since we're testing these comments, let me know where you're coming from. So I'm doing the show live from my third New Jersey studio. It's the third, like it. Ask me why next time. Why it is the third New Jersey studio, and yeah, I will be with you for next 1 hour. Okay, so let's see some questions a little bit closer. Okay, so the question from Stefan. He's watching this live for the first time and works fine for now. Hopefully, this will work for us. And Ludwig from YouTube. Awesome, greetings. Taryn is my teammate, and she's helping to run this stream as well. And yeah, looks like we have a huge success. LinkedIn works this time and works fine. People are seeing us and enjoying so far. So the problem in the past was with the size of the stream. So I like personally stream in 4K because why not? Well, why not stream in 4K, right? And LinkedIn were not able to receive this massive stream of video information. So that's why 1080p for now. I will figure out the workflow. I love 4K. I love watching the bigger picture, bigger crispy images. Okay, so LinkedIn works, YouTube works, Twitter. Do we have anyone in Twitter? So just like a tweet, the reply in tweet or whatnot. So I mentioned this is a live show. I will be doing some stuff. Some stuff will not be working, and it's fine. If you take me back a couple years ago, I can say a couple years ago, because I started doing this in 2020, where I found myself that I cannot find the time to working on some presentations because there was too much work, and I think, okay, so I will do live, and I will be failing live, but I will use this material for my future content. So this is how this idea of live streams came about, And I also translated this idea to Kong builders. I working on some stuff, people asking some questions where I usually don't have a time to work on, but with live streams and the Kong builder streams, I already promised people that I will be live, so why not use this time to prepare and showing something during the stream, and that's kind of like a win-win situation for me. Now, great. So the last time we talked about the by the way, it's the Kong builders the webpage on Kong website. You can always go there and find the latest and greatest episodes. One of the episodes that I talked last time, and we will bring this back in a few seconds. Okay, so you probably don't see it because yep, okay. Here we go. So now you should be able to see my screen. This is the Kong Builders website, konghu.com/Kong Builders. This is where you can find all the rest episodes. And the last time we talked about Knative. Knative is a platform for running your serverless workloads. It's built on top of Kubernetes, integrates well with Kong. As a matter of fact, I showed some of the integration. And one of the things that we talked about last time, and I didn't have a time to finish in showing this to you, is the thing around a cold start. So because the Knative is a serverless platform, and what it does, it starts your application whenever it needs to be started. Meaning, when the request comes in, it would be some of the initial latency that we will know that our application will be starting up, because maybe previously it was not used. And it's always good to save money on the cloud bill, right? So it's a noble work that Knative does. But I use the perfect storm example, like situation where you're running something like very there's a perception that the Java is not very cloud native, and people can say like development will take a long time, the compilation and the images and blah 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 blah. All this kind of stuff was true maybe 10 years ago, and I use Java for my day-to-day. Not to brag, but a couple weeks ago I just became Java champion, which is a cool thing, meaning that it's recognition in the community that I kind of like doing something to help Java community. So with this, I built this service. Many of you seen this service in my previous streams and my previous videos. It's a quote service. Essentially, it's a Spring Boot application that speeds up quotes from the popular movies. I use Back to Future, and I use some of the Chuck Norris references and whatnot. So I use this application. So, and we learn. Let me bring this back, what we were doing the last time. So last time we're trying to deploy this. And before I fix this, let me show you how it worked previously. So as a reminder, my Knative, my cluster already have a Knative up and running there. So for those of you who wants to try to do this at home, you can always go to our GitHub, Kong/Damascene/Kong builders. All materials from the episodes will be here. I'm trying to bring the old materials from the old episodes as well here. So you can find this here. There is a step-by-step instruction that you can replicate and run this at your cluster. Actually, it also works with Minikube, but I'm using a real cluster. Maybe you also want to hit this cluster. So essentially, I installed this, and we saw this in the last time. You can go and watch it. And what I will do right now, I will just go ahead and deploy one of my services. First of all, I deploy this quote service, and what's the cuff? So it's my alias to kube control apply f. So I'll just do conf, and I will just do quote service. So what we will see here in default namespace, there would be a new pod created, and Knative handles some of the work around managing of this application. So I created a serving Knative service. It's not the Kubernetes service. Now, so what do we see here? User container. That's my application. This is my application, and what I can see here, that's the startup of application. That's my application. It takes 5 seconds to start, and this is not bad, but it's not okay either. So if I'll just do key get serving, where is it? Service. Yeah, this guy. There would be one service that is there, and this is URL that I can hit. So I go ahead and take this, go to my Insomnia, and click send. Okay. Maybe it takes some time to this service to get up and running, which is weird because so at this point we hit the conk. So right now we hit the conk, and did I configure everything? Service is up and running. Let's see if I will be able to. No routes. That's interesting. So let's investigate what is going on here. So it's ready, so it's up and running. Did I create a config from my so that's I need to tell Knative to use conk. So in this case it should use my conk. If I go config map, config network, let's take a look. Namespace, we go into Knative serving, we'll do config map, and we're talking about a config network. It's an example. So it should use conk as an ingress. So we're good here. So let's try that one more time. Maybe there's some caching is going on. So still not going into the right place. Quote service. Let's take a look. Let me see if we have a better luck with another image. So if I will redeploy another one, maybe there's some caching going on and that did not pick up whatever I wanted to pick up. Okay, ready. And let's see. We're going into default namespace. Okay, so it's dead. When I hit this, maybe it's something with Insomnia. Maybe it's a caching something. Okay, so what is happening? You see here, when I hit this for the first time, it was dead. I got the response, so everything working great. But it takes me 7 seconds to start. Again, because it takes some time to Knative to start this. Now, the next thing that I want to do is to use another version, the same version of this application, but using different tooling. So essentially what this tooling will do, it go through this execution path of the of this application, and after that we'll create a binary. So this binary will be native image. It will not require JVM to start. It's going to be native application. So I use this Spring native plugin that will be doing same thing with my code. So that's my application. So what it does, again, just simple application. I need to put some of the hints in order to the build tool will pick up some of the resources. So I'm using Java Faker library, which is a library that generates some fake data based on this. And information about this, like a back to future and all this kind of stuff, is actually stored inside these YAML files. So I need to tell the build tool to include those. Apart from that, we should be... okay, so probably we'll skip that because I already have a build. So the difference between building native image and building just a Docker image is that building native image will take longer time because it requires the build tool to go through the execution path and check everything. Now, what I will do here, so application is down, so I will just do... Okay, and after that, if I will go this one, what it will tell me, so it will actually start another new version. So since I'm using the same name of the service, it will include a new version. And now let's take a look in the log and go to user container. The startup time now takes us less than a second. So let's see how long it takes us to do cold call. So first of all, if I will just do this, it get me result, and latency is just of upstream service, so it goes through the conc, and after that goes to the upstream service, and it takes 9 milliseconds, which is good. So now I wait until the timeout will expire, and the timeout will go away, and the spot will be destroyed, and we'll see how long it takes us to start this. Okay. Looking some of the comments. All right, so I see 9 people watching. Not many, but I'm glad that you're here. Let's do some noise in the comments. So today I'm oh yeah, I forgot about talk about this a little bit. While it's starting, we do have another show that we're doing here at Conc. It is called a kongcast. So at the kongcast, I'm meeting me and my co-host, Caitlin Bernard. We meeting some of the incredible people in the community and who develop and design some different cool things. And we chat about certain things, and also after that they're showing demo. So if you're interested in this type of jazz, pod.link/kongcast, you can listen it, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch this with demos and stuff. The cool thing about this, like this particular thing, so it's a cooler cup that can hold hot beverages and cold beverages. Now, if you will sign up on the mailing list, before like every episode we do in raffle, and we just like send the secret swag to one of our listeners. If you want to get this secret swag, don't forget to sign up through email. Now, let's get back. Now, so the service is down. So as you can see here, nothing is going on there. Like my pod is dead. So when I call this again, how long it will take us to get response? It takes us just 1 second to respond. So it's a 9 times faster. So the system now, it took us like Knative to serve the request, spin up pod, start the application, and get the response. Now, it is much better. So size matters, speed matters. So let me show you quickly. If I will take a look, I do have this the first version of my application. it's roughly, no, it should be not the reactive quote service. It should be something, some previous version. Maybe I already messed up with the, okay, so I messed up. So let me show you another. So I will go and build this one more time. The version that is not using native image. Quote service. Okay. Yeah. So let's build this image one more time. The compilation would be very fast. Here. Okay. And I just want to show you the just the size of those images and how long it will take to build this and run this. Okay. Now let me see if there are any comments. Okay, so not so many. Don't forget, I can answer your questions live. Or if you're watching this as a recording, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and do not miss the future episodes. Because with this stuff, it's always much more fun to have everyone on the show rather than being that. Yay! While we wait, we have Ludwig who subscribed to next episode of Kongcast. That's exciting, very exciting. Another interesting thing about the building this stuff and doing this live, like everything is happening right now on my laptop. So my stream goes from the laptop. My applications are building on my laptop. I'm really looking forward to those new beefy machines that coming from Apple. Ordered one, and it's. I'm really excited to put this for my live streams. You see, not the stuff is not happening like super fast. Not happening super fast. So you can tell me, but Victor, like why to use Java? Like we should use some cloud native languages like I don't know Go or something else. Java is cool. Java has a cool it has like a much more mature infrastructure, like the ecosystem. So lots of different plugins, lots of different frameworks. You can do a lot of things with Java, and having the tooling that also keep up with this and allow you to use Java. Java is like over 25 years now, but it's still evolving, and there's still like the syntax is evolving, the tooling evolving. So it's just great. Like some people might say, yeah, but it's not cloud native. But like whatever, Java can be cloud native by running some tooling. There's Java. There's other languages that are available in JVM that also can do the thing for you. Languages like Kotlin that's also like very modern. You can use like it for writing very modern applications, or some people call it like isomorphic. You can use like for the server side and client side. You can write this for Android or whatnot. So still building. So another thing that's cool with the Spring Boot, I didn't put any Docker file there. So what I did, let's see. let's see. So yeah, so now I rebuild this, and without using native image, without all this optimization, first of all, it would be a slow start because it will start operating system, it will start JVM, and JVM will start the jars. When I use this with my where is it? With native image application, it's not only almost 3 times smaller, but also starts 9 times faster. Nine times faster. So again, just to remind you, so right now we don't have any applications up and running. So we go in and we do HTTP quote service, boom, response will go here in a second. So like startup of operating system, startup of application, like deploying this. It's your serverless platform that installed in your cluster. All right, so we are where is it? So let's switch gears. Let's switch gears for today. That was my like technical depth from the last time. So I promised to show you stuff, and I throw some connecting points from the previous episodes. In this episode, I'm doing this for you. So today, what I promise you to show something that is slightly different. For the Kong Summit, we announced that Kong Gateway can work with Istio. Istio, it is a very popular service mesh, and many users of Kong want to use Istio. They want to use Kuma as well. So we here provide you tools that make you successful. Regardless, if you're using Kuma, if you're using Istio, we want you to be successful with your connectivity needs. And it's not just like the marketing bullshit Viktor is just telling us like what he's talking about. We want our tooling work everywhere. That's simple as that. So that's why we announced that Kong Gateway integration. And you can watch this in our YouTube. I built a demo that shows how you can enable Kong as a gateway. But there was one particular question that came in. So let me switch this. This video on our YouTube channel, it's about integrating Kong with Istio. And there's one question that I have here. This particular question, let me make it bigger. What about native gateway? So what about the integration with the native gateway? So this is a very good question, and I'd like to answer this question today. So first of all, the overall question is not maybe entirely makes sense, because like why you need to put another gateway in front of another gateway. I actually working on the video where I will explain the concept of the gateway that works in Istio, but like to give you some preview about this, essentially. There's in Kubernetes, the way how you expose your service is going through from the ingress object. So if you go ingress, you'll get the ingress object, and the ingress object exists there. Oh, they updated the website. Nice. Allows you to expose your service through this object called ingress. And historically, ingress object it exists to serve only HTTP and HTTPS traffic. It's one thing. Another thing, that routing model is quite simple. You need to define the service, and the service will be connected to ingress. Ingress will route traffic from outside. In the world of service mesh, your routing logic might be slightly different, and you might have some different ways how you want to route your traffic from your application. Especially the things might get complicated when you need to involve different versions of application, like you do A/B testing, or you doing like canary deployments and things like that. So at this point, ingress is a good thing that it exists. it's I'm sorry for bringing this up like all the time, but I feel it's like a in-store or like a in-store brand, right? So the something that you know that will do the job. Like you go in there, you buy some detergent that from your shop, right, or from your I don't know, like a Safeway or what have you. And there's some things that are missing, and there's some of the limitations, like different. You cannot route different protocols except HTTP, HTTPS. So that's why the gateways come into play. So essentially, gateway, API gateway, it's implementation of the pattern, just like putting something in between. And the different gateways have different capabilities. Kong has a lot of capabilities. There are other gateways have different capabilities, but essentially, the gateway exists to route traffic and manage this traffic. In the demo that I have here, you can watch this afterwards. And don't forget to hit that like button here. I explain how you can enable Kong gateway integration with Istio in order to Istio-enabled applications will be exposed outside world. Today we're gonna look at native feature that exists in Istio. It's called Istio Gateway that does similar things. It allows you to expose the service that deployed in mesh-enabled namespace to outside world. So we're gonna do a couple things here. So let's see. We don't need this. We'll switch this back. Okay. I'm going into my... by the way, if you want to find the source code from the demo that I did with the Istio and Kong Gateway, you can find it here. Kong builders and the demo I also will push later today. I do have a couple things here. So we're going to be using the same application that you've seen in my demos. It's a quote application. We'll receive some of the funny quotes from funny... hope like considerably funny places, and we're going to use this application. We're going to have two versions of the application. One version of the application will use the back to future, another one using check noise, and we will be configuring Istio Gateway to get access to this application. So let's do it, specifically that. So first thing that I build a small makefile so that will easy us to drive this this application. So I have my clusters up and running. I just need to click to make install Istio. So what it will do, it will download Istio. I already happen to have this downloaded. After that, the my Istio command istioctl will run a pre-check. It means that if the cluster is ready for Istio. And now what we see here, we just created Istio system where we have two things. We have a pilot, Istio. I think it used to call it pilot, right? Yeah, it is pilot. Istio pilot, and ingress gateway. So we will have Istio Gateway, and let's take a look. We have a services. Okay, get services from namespace Istio system. So Istio Gateway service will have a type of load balancer, meaning that Google Cloud will provide a external IP address for this one. So this is what we're going to be hitting in order to, we'll just do HTTP. And we get the connection error, meaning that the external IP address was created, but no one is actually listening to it. So in order to do to create the object that will be listening this external object, this is just a service. So service, it's a kind of like object that is created. It's connected to provision the load balancer object in the Google Cloud. IP address is assigned, but no one is listening from the other side. When I'm hitting here, see the connection failed. So first thing that we need to do here is to create. So let me close this one, and we will go into this and. We will create a gateway object. As you can see here, network Istio Gateway. This is something that we will be using. So we're going to be routing our traffic through this gateway object. So if I will go, let's see, no, it's the wrong context. So I will just do gateway. Oh, sorry. Delph. I will do before that. So before I will do this, I'm running too fast. So I will create a namespace where I will be deploying my application, and my objects that will be dealing with this gateway, they will be created. So I'll just do demo app deploy. Okay, so demo app deploy. Let's take a look what's the demo app deploy target look like. So first of all, I need to create a namespace. Let's not do this first, and let's not do this first yet. So we're going to create a namespace, and this namespace will be enabled for Istio to inject. So in this case, this namespace, Istio will be listening for all the pods and will be attaching some of the sidecars with Envoy. Deploy app demo. So I created those Kong builders, and if I will just do YAML, as you can see here, there's a label Istio injection. So this namespace is ready to roll off our application. Now, next thing is that my back to future quote service look like just a regular thing. There's a couple things here. There's deployment that says use this native quote service to deploy, create a expose the port that this application will be using. And there's a parameter that allows me to select which quoting service I will use. In this case, it's going to be environment variable says back to future. And the rest of the stuff is just a fluff in this. And also there would be service that allows me to talk to this service through let me not disturb for 1 hour. Yep. To talk to this service. The same thing I will be doing for my Chuck Norris. There's differences here is that I'm going to be using Chuck here as well. So let's put this into my make file. I don't need this for now. I'll skip that. So we will wait. And we will do the same thing for Chuck Norris. So we're gonna do and for Chuck Norris deployment would be obviously Chuck quote service. Okay. All right. So I'll just do. So let's take a look what we will see here in this stuff. So we have a pod initializing, and as you can see here, there's 2 containers in this pod. And actually there's a init container and there would be proxy. So in this particular case, my application is up and running. You can see here, started super fast. It's native process. And let's take a look. The same thing with Chuck Norris. And in order to test this out, we can do simple things. So let me show you. So I like to use this approach where I can create a like one-off type of container pod that will have a tooling that I need. So I don't want to bloat my images with this tool. So for example, this image is pretty tiny. It doesn't have any curl, doesn't have httpie. So that's why I'm using this kube control run in order to run this image, clue httpie, that allows me deploy a container with httpie client so I can hit this. Okay, so and the order how I can navigate to this, I will just take this. I will just grab this one. HTTP. So what do we have here? So this is the name of the service. That's my namespace, and the service cluster local. It's the name convention that exists in the world of Kubernetes. So if I will hit this, I will get the answer from the service, and it looks like a Back to Future quote, right? Let's see if I will do. Yep, this guy. So okay, so. Maybe I need to use different image that supports the character, so I can send my backspaces. Again, the service that we deployed using standard Kubernetes service. And now we have a Chuck Norris response. So all good. So we have two services up and running, two pods. We have a deployment. We have a service. Now we need to get access to those services from outside world, and this is where the gateway comes into play. Now, where's my make file? So let's do. We have this installed. In the simple way. Like if we will have a one service, we will deploy this gateway object, and after that, this gateway service, gateway object needs to know how to connect to service that runs inside this service mesh. So in this case, Istio has another concept called virtual service that allows to create a kind of sort of like a domain names inside inside a service mesh that allows to this virtual service create a connection between our gateway object. So I'm sorry. So the traffic will go through gateway service, and this service will based on information about what kind of host we want to get, it will route the traffic to particular service that in this particular case will have a Back to Future quote service that runs inside my Kong builder's namespace. Question from audience. How we can win cool swag through Kongcast. So if you sign up for the next episodes of the Kongcast through the email, we will automatically add you to raffle and randomly select. So fingers crossed. Thanks so much for asking this. All right. And the same thing that we need to do, we create a virtual service for our Chuck Norris service. So let's do this one. Oh, okay. So I did mention this, how this will work with Gateway. So the way how it will work with Gateway, we need to tell that Gateway which host, this like virtual host that we created, will be responsible for which request, and I will show you how we can do that. So if I will go. I don't need this anymore. Let's do this small thing first. Let's just enable this and see if it actually works. So I'll just do a gateway. So I'll just do and I will just deploy this in the Kong builders. And if I'll just do so first time when I hit this IP address, I get connection refused, but now I'm getting 404, and now I see that the response came in from the server called Istio Envoy. So this gateway is essentially another pod that runs Envoy proxy, and this Envoy proxy now will be serving our requests. If let me see if I can do how I can do headers here with these dash. We'll do host check and IP address. Oh, okay, wrong place. How I can do headers like this? That's where I fail. So we just do httpie headers. That's how we can do this. Cheat sheet, and just do header. Okay. So we just simply din. Okay, I don't need to do anything. Like just do something like this, and it will translate this into host. Okay, so see, it's not found. It's just simply because there's no virtual service that will connect this gateway guy into these services. So first of all, I need to deploy a new gateway, update it with the now. Let's see if I will be able to do this. Still not found because virtual service was not deployed. Okay, let's do this one. Number 3. Check, and we'll do this on Kong builders. And now we connected all the dots. So we hit this service. We provided a header in order to this gateway figure out how to do routing. We know that this host, this is where we need to go here. So the host, this is the header that we need to provide. And after that, it will go to the virtual service because they are connected. Let me show you. First of all, let gateways and namespace Kong builders. And we'll just do okay. Can we do describe then? Oh, let's use the nice tool. Okay, so we do namespace Kong builders. We'll just do gateways. And there's gateway. We can see YAML from this gateway. That's what we did. I'm wondering if describe does the same thing. No. There's no events. The host check.dev, back to future. So it will connect things here together. Also, what we can do, we can see the virtual service. Now we see the virtual service chuck that is connected to gateway and uses code chuck.dev. If I will go ahead and do the same thing for back to future. And let's see if Insomnia actually will be working here. So I will send, let's see, remove everything. Send 404. Okay, I'll add header, say host, and the value is going to be back to future dev. And I'll click send, bad request. Why is bad request? Back to future. If I'm using correct host for here's. Let's see if check is working. Bad request. Maybe some extras. Yeah, so there was a end response from Chuck Norris service. If I will just do back to future.dev and I click send, now we're getting the response from back to future again. And now we see that some of the headers that comes from Envoy. And this is how it works. Again, what we did right now, we deployed a Istio. We use, let me show you. That's actually a pretty cool thing. So when I'm installing this Istio, first of all, you always want to run a pre-check in order to understand if the version of Istio is compatible with the version of your service. Next, if I do install, I can actually use different profiles. In my previous demo, when I just need to have this the control plane that will be injecting stuff, I use Istio control profile list. It shows like different profiles that it can can deploy. There's even like demo profile where it will deploy like demo things. Minimal will just deploy Istio pilot. I used a default that will deploy Istio pilot and enable injection to different namespaces. Also, it will also deploy ingress gateway. And as you can see here, like we have two virtual services now that will connect one gateway to this virtual host. Now, that's Istio command. The next thing here is we need to deploy our applications, obviously. So we create a namespace where we're going to be deploying our applications. And in this particular case, the namespace will be Kong builders. And this is important, like Istio injection enable. So in this case, the sidecars will be added. Once again, just to remind you that this is important. What are we doing? Namespace. We're going into Kong builders. And because Istio-enabled, Istio will able to inject sidecars here. Okay. Next thing is that we enabled a gateway. We configured this gateway to host different routes. And after that, we're creating a virtual service that will be correspond to particular host. And this is where this is important. That's what we connect to this gateway. So inside the mesh, this service would be routed as a back to future.dev. So that's how you can access to the service from other services as well, not only from the gateway. The gateway uses this information just to route the traffic through. And this is the destination, which essentially just a simple Kubernetes service. Now, and the same thing for our virtual service for our Chuck. And when you will be hitting this service, you need to provide the host header that will tell the gateway how to route this traffic to this thing. All right. Okay, so that would be it for today. If you find this show uh, useful or at least entertaining, hit that like button. I remind you that you can always join us in Kong YouTube channel. I'm trying to do this as regular as possible. We didn't plan to do this week because I was supposed to be traveling and be at the conference, but hey, it's good that sometimes some things are not worked out. So that's why we decide to do this event. You can always, where is it? You can always send your questions, your suggestions, your what have you. Like you have some things to share, questions, or maybe ideas for future episodes. Send me this in my Twitter. You can always reach out at the Kong Inc. in Twitter as well for your questions around Kong. Just a reminder, my name is Viktor Gamov. I am a developer advocate here with Kong. With this, I would like to say thank you for you who joined us today. With this, my name is Viktor Gamov, and as always, have a nice day. Bye.